live.
Hello, everybody. This is Jared Wilkins out of Houston, Texas. I'm obviously excited about all that's taking place. I'm joined by some strategic business partners of mine this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever it is that you're watching. I know we've got thousands of people that are obviously going to be tuning in and watching the rebroadcast of this particular conversation. I call it Conversations on Success. And the reason being is because we've got something very exciting that we've launched today, and it's just been an auspicious day to talk about Mission Shed. And we're going to talk about that in very in-depth details. We talk about No Child Goes Hungry. And so let me just kind of unpack this before I introduce a couple of my strategic business partners here from all over the world. Many of you are logging on. I know you ought to be sharing this in your groups. You ought to be tagging friends, family members, people that you care about, because we're going to talk about impact today. We're going to talk about who we are as a company, what we do, why you should care, and how it's going to really impact people beyond you. I often tell people your children, our children, should not have to look past the front door to see an example of what's possible. And so, when I look at what's taking place and what our company has announced, many of you, you're familiar with our brand, the company that we're partnered with, It Works Global. This company, a lot of people ask me all of the time, Jared, why in the world did you and your lovely wife, Portia Wilkins, why did you guys get partnered with this company a little over a year ago? And the truth of the matter is, it's leadership. I want you to write that down. Everything rises and falls on leadership. That's what John C. Maxwell said in his book. And I never forget, we had a chance to be introduced to Mark Pentecost a little over a year and a half ago. It was actually in August of 2018. And we flew up to Bradenton, Florida, which is about 40 minutes outside of Tampa. And we wanted to go take a look at what this company was all about, why they were growing so fast. I mean, by the time we went to meet with Mark Pentecost, he had a company that was doing over $500 million a year in revenue. Now, let me put that in perspective. When you're generating $500 million a year in revenues, you got to understand that there are people being impacted, number one. Number two, he had been in business for 18 years already prior to us being partnered with the company. And most importantly for me, it was the fact that the heartbeat of the company had everything to do with not biblical principles only, but biblical applications of those principles. Just hearing he and his lovely wife's story, Cindy Pentecost. And we had a chance to really sit down with them for a couple of days with Mike Patillo, who's a dear friend of ours now, and his lovely wife, Tiffany Patillo, and talk about what this company's objective was going to be over the next 3 years. My wife and I, we've been involved in the direct sales profession now for 15 years. I can't believe I'm saying 15 years. We've been seeing these before and after pictures, for the last decade. We're coming up on a decade closing out, going into 2020. But for the last 15 years, we've been doing exactly what it is that we're doing today. And, I look at what has taken place over the last 10 years. In our career, 15 years doing this, our first 6 years were not very successful financially. We didn't earn a lot of money. I just got to be candid. I know nowadays with social media and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and I think we've got TikTok now. It's all type of stuff. You've got people involved in businesses like this and doing well. I believe while the baby boomers and the older generation are still calling it a scam, their children, the millennials, are getting involved and becoming multimillionaires just like that. But our first 6 years were not financially successful, but here's what happened. We learned from people that have gone out and done extremely well in business, individuals that had built teams and organizations of literally hundreds of thousands of people, literally millions of people, and had created net worths of over $100 million. That's who we learned from for those first 6 years. And over the last 9 of our career, this last decade, we've been very blessed. We've been extremely fortunate to earn millions of dollars from the comfort of our home. We haven't had to fill out a resume, work a job for anybody for the better part of a decade. My wife and I have been completely retired. And it's not as a result of how great we are. It's not because we're such eloquent speakers or orators. It's really through the grace of God. I'll say that now. And also because we've really found our niche, meaning I just don't look at compensation plans. We just don't look at who's got the next hot, shiny product, who can go on the next big wave or next big run. I have really picked the companies we partner with, and we don't partner with a lot of companies. In the last decade, we've only worked with 2 other companies. But we've really honed in on picking and betting on leadership because everything rises and falls, not on compensation plans, not on marketing plans, not on Facebook. Everything doesn't rise and fall on Instagram. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And when we had a chance to meet the executive leadership of this company, and we had a chance to meet with Mark and Cindy Pentecost and have dinner and really talk about their vision of what they were going to create, it was inspiring to me. And ladies and gentlemen, since that day to this day, all we have done is say we want to do our part. And that's what you're going to hear about tonight. You're going to hear about Mission Shed because when we talked a little over a year and a half ago, and I asked, I said, well, what's the vision of the company? And they said, over the next 3 years, Jared, we're going to double the size of our company. We're going to go from $500 million a year in revenues to more than $1 billion a year. We're going to go beyond $1 billion. Now, for some of you business-minded people, you understand that that's major. For some of us, that maybe that's too intense, and I understand. Maybe that's too aggressive for you. I get it. I just want you to understand that impact drives income. Please write that down. Impact drives income. And what I specifically mean by that is, as we accomplish this, there are going to be so many families that benefit immensely, not only financially, which is major. I don't want to circumvent or hide that beyond the rug. Finances are important, okay? The number one cause for divorce in our country is, guess what? It's money. When they're going through divorce court, they're not dividing up their love. They're dividing up assets, okay? And so I don't want to shy away from that. The number one cause for divorce is money. So we believe in doing good while doing well. But more importantly, or it's equally as important as that, in terms of the finances, it's really what we get a chance to do and the contribution we get a chance to make in the lives of people. You know, I looked at the leadership of the company, and I looked at the products that the company had. And one of the questions I asked the company was, I know you've got about 50 different products that we market and distribute in about 25 countries around the world. My question was this: what's your top selling product? What's the product that people are gravitating to? What's the product that people absolutely adore and love and cannot live without? And they showed me this product here, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Keto Coffee, or what they call skinny coffee. Keto coffee, ladies and gentlemen, has MCT oil in it. It's got grass-fed butter in it. Now, I was asking, what in the world is grass-fed butter? I didn't know if the butter fed the grass or the grass fed the butter, but they told me, Jared, it's incredible. When you taste this coffee, and guys, I'm not the biggest salesperson. I believe in communicating vision to people, but I'll tell you, there's not a day that has gone by in the last year and a half that I don't drink at least 2 cups of this coffee every single day. And sometimes when I'm feeling myself, I do 3, okay? But I got to ration myself because I do about 4 to 5 bags of these every single month. But it's so much brain food that comes with the MCT oil and the grass-fed butter. There's so many testimonials that people share as a result of this product. Then we've got our Greens on the Go product. This is a chocolate flavor that I'm holding. This is one of my favorite because a lot of people don't realize that the number one cause for death in our country is not malaria. It's not cancer. It's not diabetes. The number one cause for death in our country is heart disease. People are literally dying at the fridge. They're digging themselves into an early grave because of what they're eating. And when I found out that this product here was one of the top 3 selling products in our company, I was floored. When we sampled it, it tastes absolutely delicious because you got a chocolate flavor and a berry flavor. And then on top of that, we've got the ThermoFight X. Now, this is in a capsule format. Ladies and gentlemen, this ThermoFight X, a lot of people ask me, Jared, what does it do? Well, it allows people to release weight. Notice I didn't say lose weight, because what's lost can be found. And we all know people that have lost weight, and then we see them 6 months later, they found that weight, and the weight has found their friends and cousins, right? But this product, you're able to release up to 31 pounds. Now, here's what's incredible. It's scientifically proven and documented. There are placebo studies done on this particular product that verifies the manufacturing and the specifications behind it. And that's why we can actually make that claim according to the label. Now, this is not some magic pill. You can't just keep eating ham hocks, and you can't eat macaroni and cheese, cornbread. Come on, somebody. You can't be eating all that bad stuff and pizza and hamburgers every single day and then say, well, the product didn't work. You do have to moderate your diet a little bit. push away from some of those fatty foods, take these products, combine these three products, ladies and gentlemen, and I guarantee you the number one reason in terms of a goal that people set every single New Year's resolution, the number one New Year's resolution that goes unresolved is weight loss. With these three products, ladies and gentlemen, we've had people been able to lose weight, release weight, and never see it again. But this all wraps into the mission of what we're doing. Mission Shed, no child goes hungry. Now, I want you to listen to me real quickly because I'm going to unpack this and I want to pass this call over to Nadia, who's up over in Canada. And I want her to just kind of share her experience with the products. But Mission Shed, no child goes hungry. What we are doing is for every single person around the world in 25 countries that we do business in legally, whenever you make a purchase, and all three of these products, this is a month supply of it. Normally it runs about $200. What we're doing, what our company has graciously done is they've discounted it about 40%. So you're talking in terms of the price point that you're actually going to pay for this product. It's 40% less expensive than what you would normally pay for the product. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what we'll do. For every pound that you lose, we will give 4 meals to children. Did you hear me? For every pound that you lose, we will give 4 meals, nutritious meals to children. Now, here's something that was very flooring when we met with Mark and Cindy Pentecost a year and a half ago. They are already doing this. This isn't just something they're starting. No. What we're doing is we're jump starting it even more. They're already investing millions of dollars every single year into children through World Cup. These were things that gravitated and pulled me. I know many of you know me as the businessman and, motivation and all that, but let me tell you what gets me out of bed. Let me tell you what brings tears to my eyes. Children and old people. When I see people taking care of our elderly, when I see people taking care of the children around the world, that's one of the things that moves me. The rest of y'all are on your own. But here's what I'll tell you. The company has been doing this for years. We're just jump starting it and taking it to a whole nother level with Mission Shed. No child goes hungry. So whenever it is that you make a purchase of these products, we're going to deeply discount it to about 40% off. I'll give you the specific number in a second here after you hear from Miss Nadia in terms of her testimonial. But ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you there are people all over the world right now that are going to be so glad they're participating in this mission because we're going to be feeding children all over the world. Now, many of you, you've never seen children starve. I grew up in a country called Nigeria on the continent of Africa. And growing up in a third world country, a lot of the things that we take for granted, like running clean water, a lot of the things that we take for granted, like turning on the electricity and it comes on, a lot of the things that we take for granted, like eating 3 meals a day, we don't have them in these countries. It's a luxury to eat 3 times a day. I'll never forget being over in Nigeria a little over a year ago. Went home and I was hungry. We had breakfast that morning. Things were great. And it's about 2 o'clock. So I'm hungry. You're supposed to eat at 2. And I said, hey, what time are we going to eat? And I'll never forget, some friends of mine said, you already ate. I said, no, it's lunchtime. They said, no, you already ate. And ladies and gentlemen, there are children right now all over the world. I'm not just talking about in Africa. I'm talking about right here in America. I'm talking about in Canada, talking about in Australia, all throughout Europe. I'm talking about in Asia because our company, we're a global company. We do business on all of these continents in 25 countries around the world. And there are starving children right now while your stomachs are full. While we're trying to lose weight, there's a child right now wishing that what you scraped off your plate and put in the trash, someone would scrape it on theirs. And Mark and Cindy Pentecost and our entire executive team here at It Works, what we've decided to do is say, you know what? No child goes hungry on our watch. We're very successful with large corporation. We got people doing extremely well. We're going to come together and not just, have people lose weight and feel better about themselves, but we're going to feed starving children around the world. Nadia, I want you to come online, unmute yourself here. I want you to talk to people about, number one, who you are. Tell us about your professional background, what you do professionally, what you do for a living. Also share with the audience here why in the world you said yes to It Works. I mean, there are people probably involved in all types of things from real estate to this, to that, and the other. But why in the world you said yes to It Works? And what have been some of the results you've experienced from utilizing the products and sharing them with some of the friends over there that you have in Canada?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, Coach Wilkins. My name is Nadia, as said before, and I'm in Toronto, Canada. Professionally, I am a social development practitioner, which means I help countries decide on the best ways to provide education delivery services in their countries. I'm a consultant and I help businesses and nonprofits to become more socially minded and to become more financially self-sustaining. So all of that mumbo jumbo. I like helping people basically. And one of the reasons why I said yes to It Works was because I understood the heart of Coach Wilkins and his wife, Coach Wilkins. And I understood that they also wanted to be a part of something that was helping people. And so I actually said yes to It Works before I knew anything about the products, because I knew the heart of my leaders and I knew that they would connect with leaders that had a strong mission and purpose to make sure that other young people across the globe really have a chance to become more economically self-sustained in their own homes. Personally, I have fallen in love with pretty much every product that I have tried. I have my super trifecta. I am a really high strung type A person. And this past year, God was just telling me, sit down and keep quiet, learn how to relax. And I had to learn how to stop for a minute and just breathe and take care of myself. And my products that I used for that were the cleanser, the toner, and the facial mask. And this became a part of my self-care ritual. I would have been the kind of person who just bought anything from, Walmart or the dollar store. And then I got sick and I had to take care of my skin. And all of a sudden, I'm willing to invest heavily in something that is healthy and pure and something that will help me to be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. And so now I'm selling the products that I need. And here we have the cleanser with all pure plant-based ingredients. The toner, I asked someone who's actually in this profession to give me her feedback. And she said, normally she doesn't like a gel, but the gel was amazing to try. The toner, she loved the fact that if you have dry skin, you add this toner and she could feel it working on the inside of her skin already. And then she fell in love with the mask. I love the mask. I wear the mask every Saturday. It's my thing. And I just sit down and I steam before the kids are up and the husband is up and everything. And it's all about the facial for me. So I encourage everyone to grab hold. And now we have, these products just came out. I just got mine today, fresh off the press, just got them from the mailman. I'll tell you about it when I try them.
That is so incredible. And what's amazing is the fact that you're so excited about utilizing the products. And this is the first time in my 15-year career that we have seen this much excitement around products. Most of the time you're trying to stuff product down. People say, hey, you need it. And with It Works, I can tell you, we've got a brand that's recognized globally and people having incredible results. I told you the 3 products we're talking about that we're going to use with Mission Shed. Our skinny coffee, keto coffee, right? People know you're familiar. A lot of people are familiar with the keto lifestyle or the ketogenic lifestyle, keto diet. This is keto friendly, so it's great for those of us that are on the keto diet and those of us that sometimes are on the Cheeto diet. You can use it. The greens on the go as well. You'll have that in the package. And the ThermoFight X for those of you that want to excommunicate your fat. Those of you that watch John Wick, you know what excommunicado is, all right? And so we've got that now. Listen, it's normally about $200 for this month's supply. If you're paying retail, about $200+. But for those of you, I want you to hear me clearly. For those of you that become what we consider to be loyal customers, you're going to get this month's supply of products for $114 US. Now, hear me. There's no sign-up fee. We've waived that. Normally for our loyal customers, you pay a subscription fee, a one-time subscription fee of $50. Mark Pentecost has done away with that. He says, you know what? The company, we're going to absorb that cost. You can become a loyal customer, subscribe to our delicious, incredible products, and we will waive the $50 completely for you. You can cancel your subscription at any time. Normally, there's a 90-day commitment for you to try at least one product for 90 days. We have done away with the 90-day commitment that you would have to make with becoming a loyal customer. So we've removed the $50 membership for you to become a subscribing member, and we've also removed the 90-day commitment. You know, I want to really drill down on this because I've got Mr. Juarez White, another dear friend of ours, that we've invited to get on this broadcast as well. Coach Juarez, he and his lovely wife, they do some amazing things, not just professionally, but also I really consider this purposefully. And, you know, I want to swing this webinar over to you, Juarez, and I want you to share with everybody your professional background, because I want people to understand the quality of people that are attracted to this type of business, working with It Works. And just share with them why in the world you said yes, you know, when you got the phone call, when you saw the information. And most importantly, share with us what has taken place as a result of you and your lovely wife utilizing these products, and what have been some of those results.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Wilkins, before I get started, definitely wanted to thank you for the opportunity to share this platform with you and communicate to the hundreds of people, thousands of people that are listening in today. You know, my background is, you know, I'm an architect by profession. And, you know, I got into the field of architecture because I like designing things. I like restoring things. Things have been dilapidated. I like taking them from that point of dilapidation into something that looks magnificent. And so that has kind of transitioned into my our mission and our ministry, you know, where we take people that feel like they've reached a point in their life where they gain too much weight and they can't be restored from that. You know, our ministry has now had taken them from a point of what they see unable to be restored to a place of total restoration health-wise. And so, you know, but what really led me to this whole self-discovery of kind of, you know, health and wellness was in corporate America. You know, we work 40, 50 hours a week. You know, we don't do a lot of movement. Most of the people out here know exactly what I'm talking about. We're sitting at a computer, sitting at a desk. You know, they bringing us donuts for breakfast, kolaches for breakfast. We're eating horribly, right? And so we find ourselves over time, you know, in our 30s, 40s, gaining weight. And that's exactly where I found myself. I used to be a gym rat when I was younger. You know, I was in shape, but, you know, life happened, right? And so through my profession, I just wasn't getting a lot of activity going on. And so I found myself gaining weight. And then I saw, you know, on Facebook, you know, you see the 10-year experience, right? Where people post themselves 10 years from 10 years back and what they look like now. And I saw a lot of my friends in Richmond, Virginia, they were suffering through the same thing. You know, I knew them to be very skinny when I lived in Richmond, Virginia. And here, you know, my friends were, you know, my age, and they had packed on weight as well. It was kind of like the Luther Vandross syndrome, you know, the skinny Luther versus the big Luther. And so I was like, okay, well, I had this image of myself in my head where I was still that skinny dude, right? but realistically, I looked at my wedding picture and I was big Luther. And I'm like, hold on, man, let me make a change. And so we were introduced to It Works, and through collaboration with my wife, Coach Vivian, you know, she taught me how to eat better, you know, eat real foods instead of these fake foods. And then with It Works, our collaboration with It Works, we learned the proper supplementation. That's very important. We just, you know, because our foods, the foods that we're eating, our vegetables and fruits and vegetables, they don't have the same nutrient content that they did when our grandparents were younger, you know, our great grands or whatever, because of soil depletion, toxification in the air, all these sorts of things have diminished the nutrient content of our greens and fruits. And so we need supplementation, and It Works provides us with exactly what we need on a day-to-day basis with these super greens, you know, the super reds. the keto energy, all these things, have absolutely vital to our health and wellness. And see, for a fact, researchers have shown that toxification and malnutrition are the key causes of disease and sickness. And so so this allows us, because these super greens also detoxifies us, and we also have a cleanse product that allows us to be detoxified. And with the super greens and super reds, we're also able to get the proper nutrients that we need to help fight off sickness and disease. And so, we talk about our products that I use on a day-to-day basis. Man, I don't go a day without my my keto energy. This keto energy has helped me and helped my clients eliminate all excuses. Because most people, I build this business on a part-time basis, and I understand that in order for me to be healthy, I not only do I have to eat well, but I also have to have some type of movement in my life on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes after working 40, 50 hours a day, you just don't feel like going to the gym. This keto energy eliminates that excuse. So I can pop this keto energy in, and it gives me all the energy I need to go on. And then also my greens, my super greens and my super reds, I take these on a daily basis as well. I usually drink these with my my lunch and my dinner. And then at the end of the day, my keto coffee. Because here's the thing, as we all know, after dinner, sometimes we want to snack on some things, right? And the keto coffee takes the edge off. It eliminates the cravings, the hunger cravings. And so it eliminates the need to snack on things that just aren't healthy. Because most of the time when we go to snack on things, there are things that we know we're not supposed to be snacking on. And so, so man, it works. It's been absolutely incredible for me and my wife. Absolutely has produced amazing results for our clients. It's eliminated all excuses, and we thank God every day that we've been exposed to It Works, and thankful for the opportunity to work with you, Mr. Wilkins, and the rest of this phenomenal team. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I certainly appreciate you for sharing and really being an example of what is obviously possible with the use of these products and the nutrition around the world. Starting today, and this is why we put this call and webinar today together today. I was talking with Presidential Diamond out of the Philadelphia market, Nina Mora. We were having a conversation, I think it was a couple of days ago. She says, Jared, you know what we want to do? Because we knew about what was taking place and what was coming down the pike. We had, had meetings with corporate and they shared what was happening. She says, we want to get this out to the masses. She says, man, I want to put together a marathon where we continue to share this information. So we've got another call coming up in the next 30 minutes. So I want to close out with this. As me and Nina were talking, she said, Jared, this is going to be life changing. I said, yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be big in terms of what takes place for so many people around the world as a result of this mission shed. And, it starts today, the 27th, starting today, and this will go all the way through January 31st, meaning our objective as a company, as an organization, is to help people lose 100,000 pounds, okay? 100,000 pounds lost. Now, remember, for every 1 pound lost, that's 4 meals. So we're talking, and I want you to lean in on this. We're talking about feeding 400,000 children around the world. Are you listening to me? We're going to help people lose 100,000 pounds between today and the 31st of January, and we're going to feed 400,000 children, and we're going to do it with your help. I want you to rush over right now to whoever's website that that's a part of It Works, whoever sent you this live. I want you to get this package. It's a package, all right? You're going to get the super greens, you're going to get the keto coffee and the Thermophyte X. You're going to get it for the loyal customer price for only $114, which is normally over $230 some odd dollars retail. If you were to purchase it as a retail customer, you're going to get it as a loyal customer, and you are going to assist us with helping people lose 100,000 pounds. It may be you. You may want to lose 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds. And when you lose those pounds, you're going to hashtag lose it, okay? You're going to hashtag lose it on your Facebook profile, on your Instagram profile. And our our team that's back at corporate all around the world, they're going to be looking at that hashtag and keeping account to when we cross over 100,000. That's how we're going to track all of the various kids around the world that are absolutely going to benefit from these 400,000 meals that we're going to provide. Now, for those of you that are saying, Jared, I not only want to lose weight, I want to feed some children, but I want to feed my children. I want to make some money too. Well, you can become an independent distributor. You can partner with us. For the normal price to become a distributor is $99. What Mark Pentecost has agreed to do is discount that to $69 and you are in business. That's a joke. You're in business for $69 today. Comes with your state-of-the-art e-commerce website where you direct people to go make purchases. Comes with your state-of-the-art virtual website where you'll be able to track every aspect and element of your business. It also comes with a mobile app where you can run your company from your convenience of your cell phone, from your smartphone. It will also come with samples of our products. You have samples of the keto coffee, the keto energy, some of the products that we discussed on this broadcast today. You'll have samples come with that $69.95, and you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Let me close with our mission. You know, in our business, timing and positioning are key. They are paramount. You know, in real estate, you always hear this location, location, location. You can build the same house in two different locations, and the value of where those houses are placed determines what you earn. Same thing in our business. You know, the person that invited you to watch this broadcast, they only have 3 positions, or what I call 3 teams of business. 1, 2, 3. And after those 3 positions are filled on their team, everybody else that they personally enroll, whether they're a distributor or a loyal customer, they have to be placed down below those first 3 people that have locked in their spot. Let me say that again. Once the first 3 positions, once the first 3 locations, once the first 3 positions of equity are filled, meaning somebody said, yes, I want to get started. It makes sense. I want to be a part of this mission. I don't just want to post about it. I just don't want to talk about it. I want to be about it. Once those 3 positions are filled, everybody else that joins that organization has to be placed in the hierarchy below the people that have said, yes, I want to lock in my spot. Now, here's the deal. You are going to get paid and promoted in the company based on all of the transactions, all of the revenues from those distributors and customers that are potentially placed below you, even though you do not know them. So what does that mean, Jared? It means that just because you saw this information first and you said yes, maybe for the first time in your life, you've gotten the call before the masses did. Here's what's going to happen. Let's say a Jared Wilkins. Let's say a Nina Moore. Let's say a Tracy Fisher. Let's say a Coach Juarez. Let's say a Nadia. Let's say a Perry Beasley. Let's say a Rasheed Coleman. Let's say a Wayman Patterson. Let's say a Bridget Romeo. Let's say one of these people that I've just mentioned, which, by the way, all of them have gone out and done extremely well in our company. Let's say one of them decided to say yes after you. You know what that means? It means that they will potentially fall below you in that positioning, and you get paid on all of their production and not the other way around. I call it perfect partnership. I'm in the stage in my career in business that if we can't be partners, meaning if I can't get paid on you and you get paid on me, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being pimped. I'm interested in being partners. And that should be your philosophy moving into the year 2020, moving into this next decade. It ought to be a philosophy of partnership. We want to partner with you. You know, at the top of the hour, I've got another strategic business partner of mine, Mr. Wayman Patterson, out of the New Jersey, Philadelphia market. This gentleman, he's incredible. What do I mean by that? He's done extremely well in our business on a part-time basis, has a background, has a background coming out of the real estate profession. But, you know, he got to a rank and a level in our company in a record time. He's a double diamond in our company. For those of you that do not understand what that means, the average income at that level, based on our income disclosure statement, which you'll see, is about $4,000 a month, but he's not average. The high income at that level is a little over $16,000 a month in earnings. Plus, their bonuses that he's earned. I mean, I knew he earned the $10,000 diamond bonus. I know he earned the $15,000 double diamond bonus, and he did that within his first 90 days of getting started and partnered with us. He is the one that's going to be sharing this information at the top of the hour in the next 30 minutes, right back here on this same broadcast. So I want you guys to, number one, after you've obviously seen what it is that we've shared with Mission Shed, I want you to position yourself, not now, but position yourself right now. Get yourself positioned right now, because there are going to be tens of thousands of views and people that see the same information that you're seeing and watching right now. And you have the fortuitous opportunity to lock in your position of equity, lock in your spot before them and not after them. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Nadia, for participating all the way from Canada. Thank you so much, Coach Juarez, for participating right here in Houston. And thank you so much, my friend, my partner, Mrs. Nina Moore, for having the vision and the execution to put this marathon together. And in the words of the late Nipsey Hussle, the marathon does continue. With that, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you, God bless your families, and God most certainly bless your dreams. Goodbye, everybody.